Post-performance philosophy, the awakening. Post-performance philosophy is a contemporary framework developed by Ramzi Najjar to describe and transcend the human condition of constant doing, achieving, and displaying. It begins with the observation that modern life is built upon performance, the endless need to prove, improve, optimize, and show oneself, a cycle that defines identity through validation and appearance rather than through genuine being. Najjar proposes that this performance mentality has shaped not only personal behavior, but entire societies, economies, and technologies, leading to exhaustion, disconnection, and misalignment with the natural rhythm of existence. At its heart, post-performance philosophy draws a distinction between performance and being. Performance is the act of living as a display, accumulating knowledge, wealth, attention, or recognition, always striving to become something more. Being, or alignment, is the state of existing in flow with life, acting without the need to prove, expressing rather than performing, existing rather than becoming. The philosophy claims that the pursuit of constant performance has detached humanity from its innate coherence with existence. True freedom begins not in greater achievement, but in the cessation of performance, in unlearning the compulsion to act for validation. The philosophy rests upon what Najjar calls the law of alignment with existence, which describes how every system, whether a person, an ecosystem, or a civilization, functions through two complementary processes: accumulation and dissemination. Accumulation is the intake of energy, information, or resources. Dissemination is the release, sharing, or transformation of what has been gathered. When these two forces are balanced, the system thrives. When accumulation dominates, stagnation and burnout occur. When dissemination overtakes accumulation, depletion follows. Alignment, therefore, is the harmony of these flows, the dynamic balance between gathering and releasing, doing and resting, achieving and letting go. In this view, misalignment is the root of suffering. The modern human, overwhelmed by information, expectation, and constant exposure, accumulates without release, leading to psychological, social, and ecological overload. Post-performance philosophy calls for unbecoming, shedding unnecessary identities, roles, and attachments that no longer serve one's natural flow. It is not a call to withdraw from life, but to participate in it consciously, to act from presence rather than compulsion. The practice of unbecoming restores the balance of accumulation and dissemination, reconnecting the individual to the rhythm of existence. The philosophy also emphasizes discernment, the ability to distinguish signal from noise. In a world of endless data and performance culture, noise represents the distractions that pull us away from alignment, while signal represents the quiet pulse of being. Guarding the gate of perception becomes a central discipline, allowing in only what nourishes and releasing what distorts or overwhelms. In this sense, alignment is an act of awareness, of curating one's inner and outer environments so that life can flow without obstruction. Post-performance philosophy critiques not only society's obsession with achievement, but also the self-help and spiritual movements that still operate within the logic of performance, the endless striving to become better. It proposes instead a different paradigm, that liberation comes not from becoming more, but from returning to what is already whole. To be aligned is not to withdraw from action, but to act naturally, effortlessly, in rhythm with existence. It is a state where doing arises from being, not from lack. Ultimately, this philosophy envisions a shift in consciousness from a world driven by appearances and performance toward one animated by coherence and balance. The electric awakening, as Najjar calls it, is the moment when thought dissolves back into energy, and energy into presence. It is the recognition that life itself performs perfectly when we stop performing it. In alignment, one no longer seeks to master existence, but to move with it, to live as part of its pulse, luminous and unburdened.